Hi, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Shelley Novotny and I'm with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Ambassador Real Estate. I'm a full-time realtor and today our topic is all about the purchase contract. Now, it's important for you to understand this is a legal binding contract. If it's not understood, seek legal advice. Your realtor is the guiding force. We're the glue. We're the negotiator. We're your voice. And so we represent you. And so when we write up the contract, we are writing up your terms. So whatever those terms look like, make sure that you understand that. If not during the time that you're writing the contract, prior to writing the contract. So if you look at a purchase contract, it does state who the company is that's representing you. And then it goes down, you're going to put your physical and legal address. And you want that legal address to be correct because that is how it's spelled out on the deed set, and that's how they record that transaction with the county. Then you're going to go ahead and list out everything that you want. Window treatments, you want the refrigerator, those types of things. And then you're going to put down your consideration. So how much money are you willing to spend on that property? So once you get it in writing, and it's a legal binding contract, if the seller agrees, guess what? You just got it for your terms. So that's way cool. And then you want to have your financing. So a lot of times you'll have an agent say, I can write the contract, but if I don't know the terms or the type of loan that you have, it's almost impossible for us to write it because we need to go ahead and put down the interest rate, the length of the mortgage, the terms, is it FHA? Is it VA? Is it NIFA? And all of those loans impact on what you can purchase. We're going to state who the loan officer is. We're going to go ahead and state, is this contingent on the sale of a home? Is this contingent upon financing? Is this contingent upon a home inspection? All of those things are listed out for you in the contract. And then what we do is we determine a date of closing. That is the day that you get the keys, everybody. That's the day you, hopefully in your contract, you're writing it, we're getting possession too. But you can write your contract that you will close early, let the seller have a few days to get out, or you could ask for early occupancy. So be sure to ask your realtor those questions. Now, I like to try to get extended title for my buyers. We'll do another video on that at a later time. But all that does is it just protects you further during the time that you own the property. And then if you know that there's homeowners associations or anything that's like protective covenants, we try to attach that with the purchase contract because we have to hold your file for the next 5 years. And we want that to become a part of the contract. So there's no question whatsoever, no seed of doubt that you understand what you're entering into with your agreement. Because believe it or not, when you buy a house, you're actually buying the neighborhood and you're kind of buying your neighbors if you think about it. So whoever lives next door to you or across the street or down the street from you, you get to see those people all the time. So we want to make sure you know as much as you can. Now, it's not our job to tell you who your neighbor is. It's not our job to steer you to a neighborhood. You get to pick, you get to choose. But if you're worried about who your neighbors are, go knock on the door, talk to them, introduce yourself, ask them what they know about the neighborhood. Our contracts do allow you to get a plot plan. A plot plan is just a drawing to let you know where are the property lines. Now, people say, I want a plot plan, so then I can go ahead and I can get a fence. Well, that's fine, but they're not going to use your plot plan for the fence. They're going to go ahead and order a survey. That plot plan is your first defense when there's a property dispute. You can go back to your records, pull it out, look at it, make a determination. Where do they think that pin is for that lot? So I'd advise you to get one. In the state of Nebraska, depending on where the house is located, how large is the lot, how much land are you buying? Average, I think, costs about like $170, $185, somewhere in there to get that plot plan. Now, you can ask the seller for all sorts of things. You can ask them to pay for your closing costs. You can ask them to buy down your discount points. You can ask them to pay for a home warranty. You can ask them to pay for repairs associated with the appraisal and the home inspection. So you can ask them all sorts of different things in the contract. Then the seller gets to make an informed decision. They can decide if they're going to actually want to do that. But if you get to our contract page 4, we talk all about the home inspection, what's going to happen. So the way our contracts are set up is you have 7, 10, 2 weeks, whatever you determine for your time frame to get all your inspections done. And it's real specific. We do say that we want to have that person be licensed that's going in to do the inspection if we're going to make the offer contingent on that. And then you have option A, B, or C. So A, you accept it as is. B, you list out the things that are concerned for you. And C, you can go ahead and ask to be removed from, or to ask to be released from the contract. And then you get your earnest deposit back. So, you know, after you get those terms taken care of and everything, it's real specific in the contract. You've got 2 days or 24 hours or 12 hours, whatever you specify in the contract, to go back at closing to make sure that the house is in the same condition as it was the day that you put your offer in. And I gotta tell you, I have seen all sorts of things on inspections. I think that our worst walkthrough was we went to a house and it had been vacant for a while and it got vandalized. So we couldn't even close on that property. So as a seller, make sure you keep your house insured until closing, because weird stuff can happen. Also remember, as a buyer, if you're getting financing, the seller is going to ask you to go ahead and get a termite inspection, and your offer will be contingent on that. Sellers, keep your house insured until closing. Buyers, you're going to have to get insurance on that property if you have a loan. It just reduces the risks, and it's worth the time and the money. And as a buyer, I always say, go shop around. Let the insurance companies know that you're shopping. They're going to try to provide you with the best experience, give you the best rates, because they want to earn your business. Now, in our contracts, in the state of Nebraska, we do ask that the seller has smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors up and working. And we also have this nice little verbiage in here that if there is a dispute between you and the buyer at any point after the sale, you guys will go ahead and mediate. You have up to 365 days. And your realtor can kind of go through that whole process with you. But I'm not going to do that today. That's pretty much the contract. We have addendums that are associated, like with Berkshire Hathaway, we have the affiliated business arrangement. We'll have your agency form attached to the contract, and that discloses to the buyer and the seller who is the buyer's agent working for. We have our wire fraud addendum. We don't sell your information. We don't share this information. If you guys decide that you're going to wire your money, this talks about how that process is done and how it should be handled. And of course, every time you put an offer in, when you work with me, I give it to you on every offer, first, counters, and at the very end. You will always know how much money you need to bring to closing. And of course, it's an estimate, but we try so hard to get that for you, because I don't know about you, I don't like surprises. And then we have this fun-friendly document here. This is an addendum that just talks about the importance of get a home inspection, be informed, and it talks about the difference between a home inspection and an appraisal. Just remember this, an inspection is a licensed inspector. They're going into the house and they are looking for major material defects. They're looking for the lifespan of major systems, equipments, and finishes. They're going to identify the things that need to be repaired or replaced. And then the physical condition. You know, home inspectors are not structural engineers, but if they see something, they may ask you to, hey, get a home inspection. Now, if the house was built prior to pre-1978, we do give you this. This is for your protection. Get a home, protect your family from lead in your home. See, this is what happens when you try to do these videos. You forget what you have in your hand. Anyway, this document just talks about why it's so important that you have choices. So if you want to have a lead-based paint test done, you can. And part of those inspections, just kind of back that up a little bit, you can have a whole house inspection, you can have a mold inspection, you can have a sewer inspection, a roof inspection, electrical. I mean, there's just so many choices. It's amazing. But just remember, you are going to have to pay for that inspection upon the date of the inspection. So think through that for a time. Decide what's the most important thing. I hope this video helped you understand the home buying process just a little bit more. talking about that purchase contract, once the seller agrees to the terms, just know that your earnest deposit is going to be deposited. So you want to make sure that the funds are there. The title company is going to do a title search. The bank is going to get an appraiser out there. They're going to determine if the house is worth the value of what you purchased. And there's just a whole gamut of things. But if you have more questions, let me know. Like this, subscribe to my channel. If you have any other topics that you want to talk about as a buyer, please let me know. You can reach me at 402-250-7042. My name is Shelley Novotny, and I'm with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Ambassador Real Estate. Good luck on your home shopping.